What is up, everybody? It's RC Maxwell here for the Back to 12 podcast channel. And in today's video, we'll discuss SaRodorick Thompson and Tyree Wilson getting invited to the NFL Combine. And it is absolutely time to talk about the reality of Texas Tech men's basketball. But before we get into that, I just want to give a sincere thank you. We passed the 2,000 subscriber mark last night. We are officially the fastest growing Texas Tech YouTube channel, and it is all because of y'all. If you all want to be a part of this great, fast growing and interactive community when it comes to Texas Tech athletics, be sure to hit that subscribe button and head on over to the community tab and really talk with a great group of people when it comes to Texas Tech athletics. Sincerely, thank you guys for helping us get here, and here's to 2,000 more and well beyond it. All right. Let's jump into this, though, as SaRodorick Thompson and Tyree Wilson were invited to the 2023 NFL Draft Combine. This is the sixth consecutive season that multiple Red Raiders have been invited to the Combine, which is held in Indianapolis, Indiana. Now, there are 319 total prospects, and really, if you don't know what the NFL Combine is, it's, in my opinion anyway, it's just a poking and prodding way of finding a little bit more out about the athletes. And to be fair, I get it. It's $1 million investment for some of these guys, but there was talk yesterday that Damaris Smith, the head of the NFLPA, said that they wanted to get rid of the NFL Combine because it only hurts athletes. That's not true. If you're fast and the Raiders see you, they're more likely to take you in the first round. History repeats itself, baby. But awesome stuff there from Tyree and SaRodorick, because SaRodorick had a really, really good Senior Bowl. Really solid week. I thought he was one of the better running backs out there. The Tulane running back kind of stole all the media attention, but I thought SaRodorick Thompson had a pretty damn solid week. Now, Tyree Wilson didn't play in that game. He opted out of it, as well as the Witherspoon cornerback from Illinois, but that's no surprise. Tyree Wilson's still going to be a lock for the top 8 in the NFL draft. It's almost to the point now where I'd be surprised if Seattle, if they stay at number 5, don't take him, because they need some pass rushers there when Bruce Irvin is arguably your best one, and he's 34. You need to get a little bit younger there. So really cool stuff to see. SaRodorick Thompson, obviously a native of Irving, Texas. Shout out to the Crooked Eye. I am a native as well, so he's one of my favorite Red Raiders of all time. And then we know what Tyree Wilson brings to the table. He's a fierce pass rusher. He is going to get elevated, I think, even more potentially. I think you could see buzz where Tyree Wilson moves into that Jaylon Carter, Will Anderson range, because you are going to get him in front of every NFL team, and they're going to see a freak. And I mean that in the nicest way possible, Tyree, because please don't come at me for my Texas Tech record prediction stuff. He already did that on Twitter once. Don't come at me when I call you a freak this time, but he's a freak. He's 6'6". He's got the wingspan of Giannis or Nikola Jokic in the NBA. For reference, both of those guys are 7 feet tall. Tyree is 6'6". He's also going to probably run a 4.7, right? He's got incredible bend, incredible strength off the edge, long arms, really good base. He is the prototypical guy when NFL rosters look at a DN or a guy that can be versatile on the D-line. They want all of the Tyree Wilsons they can get. And I think Tyree Wilson has a chance. I've already got him as a top 8 pick for sure. He's a lock for that. But I think he could even trickle up even further. And again, I'd be surprised if he gets past 5 if Seattle stays at that current spot. As I mentioned, we did pass the 2,000 subscriber mark. Listen, I'm looking at the analytics right now. Literally have them pulled up right in front of me. Look at this. I'll show them to you. Look at that. 86.6% of y'all that watch these videos don't subscribe. Join the fastest growing Texas Tech community on YouTube right now. Hit that subscribe button. I'm giving you YouTube shorts. We've got the podcast, daily videos. We've got a community tab over there that I try and update. And if you haven't followed me on Twitter, do that as well. The link is in the channel description as well. But really look forward to continuing growing this channel and just being a part of the Texas Tech community. And y'all make this absolutely awesome and not even remotely close to a job. This is so much fun interacting on a daily basis with you guys. All right. Let's shift gears to not so fun, okay? Because last night, Texas Tech, they lost 71-68 at Oklahoma State. Let a guy from the backside in terms of not boxing out. leak into the paint and have an easy layup with about a second left on the clock, and Oklahoma State converted the and one and ended up winning by 3. I thought Texas Tech showed incredible fight in the second half. It looked like it was probably slipping away from them in the first 4 to 5 minutes of that game, but those guys showed incredible fight, specifically 3 guys, Kevin Obanor, Harmon, and Jaylon Tyson. They combined for 54. Let me repeat that. 54 of the 68 Texas Tech points. They were on it. Listen, there's no doubt about it. Jaylon Tyson is a bona fide superstar, right? He is going to be the building block for your program moving forward. Harmon in transition is an elite guard, not only in the Big 12, but in college basketball. The problem is this. There are very talented dudes on this team. There's no doubt about it. But they're just not a good team. And listen, I don't want to really hear about the injury aspect of it. Everybody deals with injuries, and I get it. Pop is out. Fardaws is out. But we're playing ifs at this point. There's no reason to play ifs when you're 1-10. You're 1-10 in the Big 12. You got to figure this out, man. And I don't know if they can, because this schedule is absolutely brutal. Your next 2 games are at home, luckily, against Kansas State and Texas. And I'll be honest with you, if either one of those teams make the Final Four, it would not shock me, and it should not shock you either, right? Listen, you're playing in the best men's basketball conference in America. It's that simple. But listen, you have talented dudes on this team. They are just not a good team because you are trying to fit a square box into a round hole. It just does not work, okay? It doesn't work. And I think, again, I mentioned this in prior videos, Texas Tech took a swing. They took a Joey Gallo type swing, if you get the baseball reference there. And they absolutely swung and missed, whiffed so hard they fell on the ground when it came to roster construction. And that is not a shot at any of the players. That is more so a shot at trying to get too cute. I think they got too cute and away from their fundamental roots, and that's the reality of it. And listen, on the Twitter Spaces I had last night after the Oklahoma State game, I had somebody say, hey, you got to stick with these players and coaches, and we can't bring up the transfer portal. Listen, if I'm not bringing it up, I guarantee everybody else will. It's just the fact of it. That's modern college basketball, man. You got to get over it. Like, you got to adjust to the game, and Texas Tech has far outweighed in terms of the benefits of the transfer portal than negative, right? You think of some of the guys that have come in here and had an immediate impact for Texas Tech from the portal. Just go look at last year. You think Texas Tech is making the Sweet 16 without Bryson Williams? You think Texas Tech is making the Sweet 16 without Kevin Obanor, Adonis Arms, Devion Warren? No, they're not. And so you look at it this year, they had guys in the portal come in. Yeah, one of them got severely injured. He's only played 3 games in Fardaws Amik, excuse me. And then you had, obviously, Devion Harmon. Like, listen, Texas Tech has far outweighed the benefits than the negatives when it comes to the portal. You got to play the game in what it is at this point. And don't be surprised that there's a ton of roster turnover. It's just the simple fact of the reality, because when you look at this Texas Tech schedule moving forward, tell me where the win is. Just let me know down in the comments where you think Texas Tech wins. Kansas State at home. That's an L in my opinion. Texas at home. That's an L in my opinion. West Virginia, they just beat Iowa State on the road. Oklahoma, they beat Alabama at home earlier this year. And Alabama's a Final Four contender. TCU, they're going to be healthy by this time with Lampkin and Miles back. KU, it's Allen Fieldhouse. They're going to dominate. And then the last game of the year, you got Oklahoma State at home. That's where it looks like to me. The reality is this when it comes to Texas Tech athletics, or in the men's basketball program, I should say. You've got talent on the team. You're just not a good team. And just because you have talent doesn't mean you're good, right? And I think there are very talented dudes on this team. But again, you took a massive swing in terms of changing up the roster construction, and you fell flat on your face. It's that simple. Let me know. Let me know down in the comments if you disagree with me. I know I'm harsh a little bit, but I'm just trying to be real when it comes down to it. I'm not trying to personally attack those guys in no way whatsoever. I think they're talented dudes, but I do think that sometimes you can have a super talented team and it just not be a good team. And I think that's where Texas Tech is at right now. Let me know if you disagree or agree with me down in the comments. As always, I am RC Maxfield. Be sure to hit that subscribe button to be a part of the fastest growing Texas Tech YouTube community right here on the Back to 12 podcast channel.